Hey there, Timothy Roberts here. In this video, I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes about the difference between my half flat series of cymbals and my flat rides that I make. This is a kind of cymbal design that I developed because I was really looking for the sound, the stick articulation of a flat ride in a cymbal that you could crash, and it would be a little bit more versatile for different styles of music. So this right here is a 21-inch half flat ride. You can see it's got a very, very small bell. The weight on it is 2165 grams, and I have in front of me right here a 21-inch flat ride. Same series, these are both Landmark series cymbals, and this one is 2135 grams. So I've gotten these two very, very close in weight. They're also very close in the shape that they have. So really the only main difference between these two cymbals is the fact that one has a small bell and one doesn't. And like I said before, the bell is all about adding in a little bit more volume, overall volume, and a little bit more crashability. So flat rides especially tend to have a very choked crash. They don't sustain very long. They're meant to be very forward on the stick articulation. And if you've ever listened to Now He Sings, Now He Sobs, that has the drummer Roy Haynes on it, that is like the quintessential flat ride sound that every jazz drummer wants to have. And it's certainly one of my favorite cymbal sounds of all time. But that kind of cymbal sound typically doesn't open up on the crash very easily. So if you have a flat ride, typically you want to have a very thin flat ride because you can sort of get in there and dial up a little bit more crashability, and the thin weight is not necessarily going to sacrifice your stick definition. So all of the flat rides that I make them very thin for that reason. I want there to be an ability to crash on the flat ride, even though I know it's going to be a little bit more muted, a little bit more mellow than a typical cymbal. Now, this half flat series was my way of trying to get in between the sound of a flat ride and the sound of a typical cymbal that has a normal size bell. It's kind of hard to hit the bells on these cymbals, although it is possible. It's a little bit like having to take aim and hope you hit it, but you can get a pretty cool bell tone out of these cymbals. But the main reason that I make these cymbals is so that you can have a cymbal that has an amazing stick definition that's a little bit louder and a little bit more crashable. So let's listen to both of these back to back, and you'll get a sense for what I mean when I talk about volume and crashability. With cymbals, everything is relative. Everything is mainly centered around perception. So this idea of volume in a cymbal, I get a lot of people that ask me, can you make a quiet cymbal? And for me, I like to think about perception. And I like to think about how high frequency sounds cut more, and low frequency sounds can be perceived as lower volume. And so when you think in those terms, you can kind of think about crafting a cymbal that can be perceived as a little bit quieter, or perceived as a little bit louder, or a little bit more washy or dry. And really it's all about the sonic spectrum and where those frequencies are located within a cymbal. Do you have a lot of lows, a lot of spread, a lot of life, but then a really muted stick definition? You might have a cymbal that could be overpowering or perceived as too loud because you can't get clarity on your stick without it just totally opening up super easy. On the reverse side, you can have so much stick clarity and not enough ability for the cymbal to open up and fill space. So it really is a very complex art form, cymbal making, and it's an art form that I absolutely love. I love being able to go in and just micro tune these different frequencies and create cymbals that are functional above all else. Cymbals that really get the job done on the bandstand with your bandmates in the musical situation that you're in. So drop a comment below. Let me know which one of the cymbals you like better and what you think about this little small bell. And if you want to purchase one, I've got them in each of my cymbal drops that I do, and you can also place an order for a commission if you want me to make you one. Thanks, and I'll see you guys later.